Eala confident heading to Australian Open. Alexandra Eala said she feels confident heading to her Australian Open main draw debut. The Filipino tennis hotshot drew that confidence from her semi-final finish at the ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand last week. My semis finish in Auckland was definitely great for confidence," said Eala in a press conference Friday. "Getting matches always helps before slams, so I'm confident with how I'm playing. It doesn't mean that matches aren't going to be tough here, so I'm ready for playing here." World number 49 Eala opens her campaign against number 100 Alicia Parks of the United States on Monday. Falling in the first round of the qualifiers in each of the last 3 years, Eala expressed excitement at finally playing in the main draw of the first major of the year. The Australian Open is the only Grand Slam that Eala hasn't played at yet, making her debut at the Roland Garros, Wimbledon, and US Open last year. "It feels great, I'm super excited," said Eala, who played one exhibition match at the Crillon Classic, repeating over Croatian Dana Vekic, 6-3, 6-4, last Wednesday. "You know, coming in as a main draw player gives a different vibe, especially with the struggles I had in the past coming here. So I'm super excited coming here in full force," added Eala, who was hailed as the Crillon Classic champ and was given the Ivan Gulagang Kali Trophy Friday. Eala walked onto the practice courts with a quiet assurance that did not demand attention, yet somehow drew it anyway. The Melbourne sun hung high, bouncing off the blue hard courts, and with every measured swing of her racket, there was a sense that she belonged here, not as a wide-eyed newcomer, but as a player ready to test herself on one of tennis' grandest stages. Confidence, for Eala, has never been loud. It has been built patiently, layer by layer, through long training days, early morning workouts, and matches far from the spotlight. Heading into the Australian Open, that confidence feels different now, sharper, steadier, earned. This is not the bravado of youth, but the calm belief of someone who knows the work has been done. Growing up far from the traditional power centers of tennis, Eala learned early that progress would come through persistence. Each tournament was a lesson, each loss a note scribbled into memory, each win a quiet confirmation that she was moving in the right direction. The courts she once dreamed about are now real beneath her feet, and the moment she imagined as a child has arrived without overwhelming her. Instead, it has clarified her focus. "I'm ready," she seems to say without words. Ready to compete. Ready to learn. Ready to embrace the chaos and beauty of Grand Slam tennis. What fuels Eala's confidence is not just talent, though that is undeniable. It is her understanding of who she is as a player. She knows her strengths, her court intelligence, her ability to construct points, her refusal to panic when rallies stretch long. She knows her weaknesses too, and rather than fear them, she has chosen to confront them head-on. Each practice session in Melbourne is not about proving herself to others, but about sharpening details that could matter when the pressure peaks. The Australian Open has a way of revealing truths. The heat tests the body. The crowds test the nerves. The bright lights test belief. Eala enters this environment not expecting perfection, but prepared for the fight. She understands that confidence does not mean certainty of victory. It means trust in her process regardless of the outcome. There is also a deeper weight she carries, one she embraces rather than avoids. Every time she steps onto the court, she represents more than just herself. She represents possibility. For young players watching from home, she is proof that dreams born far from tennis' traditional strongholds can still find their way to the sport's biggest arenas. That responsibility could be heavy, but Eala wears it lightly, using it as motivation rather than pressure. In the days leading up to her first match, she keeps her routines simple. Stretch. Hit. Visualize. Breathe. Confidence, she knows, can be fragile if overthought. So she grounds herself in the present moment. The feel of the grip in her hand, the rhythm of her footwork, the sound of the ball meeting strings cleanly. These small certainties become anchors when everything else feels unfamiliar. When match day arrives, the stadium will buzz with anticipation. Names on the scoreboard may carry rankings and reputations, but once the first ball is struck, those labels dissolve. There will be only points to win, decisions to make, and chances to take. Eala's confidence will not come from ignoring the stage, but from embracing it fully, accepting nerves as part of the experience, excitement as fuel rather than distraction. Win or lose, this Australian Open represents a milestone. Not an endpoint, but a marker along a much longer journey. Eala understands that true confidence is not shattered by a single match, nor inflated by one good performance. It is sustained by commitment to growth, by faith in preparation, and by the courage to keep stepping forward. As she prepares to walk through the tunnel and into the roar of the crowd, Eala carries with her more than a racket and a game plan. She carries belief, quiet, grounded, and resilient. The Australian Open will challenge her, as it challenges all who dare to compete there. But Eala does not arrive hoping merely to survive the moment. She arrives confident, ready to meet it.